Welcome to the 2016-17 basketball season. Hi, my name is Sally Marcus. I'm the Executive Director of the NMAA, but I am also the Director of Basketball for the state of New Mexico. Important dates for you to remember. Our first practice start date, October 31st, 2016, and you do need 5 days of practice prior to your first competition or your first scrimmage. District tournaments for all classes will be the week of February 20th, 2017, and seating and selection for all classes will be February 26th, 2017. Notice I put on the screen, release of brackets will be around 8 p.m. I took to the commission last year that we really felt rushed to get these brackets released, and could we release them on Monday morning. However, we really felt it would affect the coaching and the coaches wanting to know who they need to prepare for. So we will be releasing these brackets around 8 p.m., giving us plenty of time to make sure everything is correct prior to the release of the brackets. First round of state for all classes: girls Friday, March 3rd, boys Saturday, March 4th, and the quarterfinals in Albuquerque begin on Tuesday, March 7th, with most of our girl action. Online game schedules. They should be online right now. Make sure you get these up. And scores immediately after your game, get the scores online. Rosters need to be complete by December 15th, 2016. And your picture, even though the bylaws state that the picture needs to be up on December 15th, I am extending that to February 1st, 2017. Now, if we get any complaints about the program, it's in regard to a school not having a team picture in the program. So please make sure you get the picture online so we can download it to the program. And if it's not online by February 1st, it will be a $250 fine. The scoreboard on the NMAA website, as you see on this slide, there's an arrow where the scoreboard is. Once you post your scores to MaxPreps, it automatically updates the NMAA scoreboard and Twitter account. And I highly suggest that you assign someone on your staff to post the game scores within 30 minutes of the game's conclusion. State tournament sites: Wise Pies Arena, aka The Pit, Santa Ana Star Center, Bernalillo High School, Rio Rancho High School, and Cleveland High School. The schedule for the state tournament will not change this year. It will be the same schedule as it was in the 15-16 school year. Varsity uniforms. We've been talking about this for over 4 years, and it is this year that the major change is being looked at. Your home uniforms, which is not a change, are white. And your away uniforms must be the darker color of your school colors or black. There will be no exceptions to this. Before, there were some times when we'd have uniforms in gray, gold, and some of you would send that to my office to approve those. That is no longer the case. Your away uniforms must be your darker color of your school colors or black. And like I said before, this is for varsity uniforms only. We do understand that the varsity moves their uniforms down to the JV, and the JV moves their uniforms down to the C team. So your officials will be looking at varsity only. If you have any questions on these, please make sure you call me. Seating and selection. Seating and selection is all data driven. There is no input that is from the NMAA staff or anybody else that is away from data driven. Seeding and selection is done by the 6 criteria points: overall record and winning percentage, finish in regular season district standings, wins against other district champions, Max Preps Freeman rankings, coaches input, and head-to-head competition. We get all of these 6 criteria points, and what we do is we get in a room and we sit there and we compare one school to the other, one team to the other. And that is why the brackets won't be released till 8 p.m. because it is a very long process to make sure the data for seeding and selection is correct. Again, the NMAA staff does not have any input when it comes to seeding and selection. Now, what I have done is I have an explanation video that we have posted online. If you go to For Athletic Directors on our website, the video explains seeding and selection. You can watch this video and you will understand exactly what we do when it comes to seeding and selection. In fact, on the video, I have used an example last year from 6A boys basketball to explain why one team was seeded 1 and one team was seeded 2. So make sure you watch this video, have your assistant coaches watch this video, and if you have parents questioning why, you will be able to explain why you were seeded 7th, 11th, or wherever you were placed. Because you will know that the one above you won in criteria points, and the one below you, you beat in criteria points. So, and if you have any questions about seeding and selection, you can always call me and I will walk you through it and you will understand why you are seated where you are seated. If there's one bylaw in our handbook that coaches have a hard time understanding, it is bylaw 7.13.1F. And that bylaw states a student athlete may not participate in more than one tournament simultaneously. Where the violation of this bylaw occurs is usually between the JV and varsity level. If you have 2 tournaments, if there's a JV tournament and a varsity tournament going on at the exact same time, a player cannot go and play at the JV tournament, then go over to the varsity tournament and sit on the bench. Even if they don't get in, they cannot be on the roster, they cannot be part of the varsity bench. And even if a tournament ends, so for example, you started the tournament virtually on the same day, the JV tournament concludes, and you may have 1 or 2 days left in the varsity tournament, those 2 tournaments are still being run simultaneously. So that JV player whose tournament might have already ended, you still cannot go and be added to the varsity roster for the varsity tournament because those tournaments had been occurring simultaneously. Compete with Class. This is our 3rd year of our initiative, and we are focusing in on the adults, which includes you as coaches. The adults need to be the role models for our kids, whether it's a coach, administrator, parent, fan, official. We all need to be the role models. And so I'm asking you please to compete with class. And remember that you are a teacher. We are education-based athletics, and your behavior and the way you conduct yourself on the sideline is teaching kids how to respond in adversity, how to respond when you're winning, how to respond with success, how to respond in hard times. What you do and the way you carry yourself is so important to the life of these kids. And also the way you carry yourself on the sidelines, that is where the fans get incited in the stands. If you are yelling at an official or you are questioning calls or your behavior and your body language is in a negative state, you are inciting the crowd. And again, you are showing kids this is how we need to respond. So I just ask that you sit back and remember your education-based athletics, and whether you win or lose, let's conduct ourselves with respect, integrity, and responsibility. If you ever have any questions or comments, if you need help, if you would like to evaluate officials, if you'd like to just talk about the season, if you need any information, if you need any advice, please call me at 505-923-3267. I do not have a secretary. I answer my phones. I'm available 24/7. And again, if you would like to evaluate officials or talk about officials, whether it's positive or you have a complaint, please call me anytime during the season. And I thank you ahead of time for all that you do, the things that you do on the court, the lessons that you teach our kids are so valuable. And I thank you for the time and the energy that you put into our kids, because once again, they are kids that are growing up, and they are kids that are learning lifelong lessons in all that they do, and you are a part of their lives. So again, thank you very much, and remember to always compete with class.